Oh, I'm sure you can.
I'm,
It'd be
I'm,
easy
I'm,
for you to be around him. Hey, and we're live. Hi.
Hello.
Welcome. It's Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Oh boy.
And this is the Speaker's Corner coming to you every Sunday, live from your interwebs, from our homes to yours. I'm Thom Holm, coming to you from not the shadow of the gold dome of the something of Fulton County. Coming
Already
to you
this intro
from
is better.
Woodside, Queens. And so, welcome to the Speaker's Corner. I'm Thom Holm, and let me introduce you to the rest of our illustrious panel, which is it's expanding but smaller. We have with us, not as always, potentially for the first time this calendar year,
I know.
Mr. Frank Heathington from Johns Creek, Georgia. Say hello, Frank.
I will already say that this intro is much better, and I'm going to nominate you to do intro for the rest.
No, don't say that. Don't
Yes.
say that.
Is
Hopefully we can event. Oh,
balmy 17 degrees this morning,
yeah, that's shorts weather, man.
and happy February, and happy late Valentine's Day to everybody.
Oh, that's right. Valentine's Day was yesterday.
So what'd you do for Valentine's Day? This is your first Valentine's Day as a married man. What did you do?
True enough. I cooked a massive steak. I randomly picked up 2 nice porterhouses from the butcher. Seared them on the cast iron and then threw them in the oven for a few minutes.
Oh yeah.
Bella. Then we proceeded to watch Romancing the Stone because that's romantical, but it's also got Danny
Romancing the
DeVito.
Stone. Isn't that the one from the 80s?
Yep, 1984. Kathleen Turner,
Kathleen
Michael
Turner.
Douglas, Danny DeVito,
Wow, I always
and also
thought,
the guy who
I
played.
thought Kathleen Turner was a man. Anyway, random aside. Sorry.
That is a very random aside. She has very strong features. I think that's what.
Yes,
I think.
yes.
And she has classically a deep voice.
Gotcha. That's why I was confused. Such an early
Yeah.
age.
And then we watched a wonderful 1970s exploitation film called Hitchhiker Schoolgirls.
Ooh.
Highly do not recommend it. It's on Netflix right now. But it opened up the fact that if you're really bored, there's an amazing plethora of 70s and 60s exploitation films on Netflix. Like, we were diving down the rabbit hole. Like, because you know how like you choose a movie and then you can see other movies connected to it.
You have to
It was
explain, Tom, explain like I'm 5. What is a 70s exploitation film? I don't know what that means.
Oh yeah, okay, sure. Exploitation films are they're obviously they're B movies. They're a little bit more, obviously a lot more like sex and violence. It's gratuitous. It's a little gritty, and it's exploitative because of it's exploitative in nature.
Okay.
Obviously, a modern day comparison would be Quentin Tarantino is obviously a huge
Okay.
fan of classic exploitative films because he kind of brings in elements of that into, say, Inglourious Basterds
That makes sense.
or even the Grindhouse features that he did. That's very like exploitation films. So this movie had like a lot of like there was suddenly and now we are going to torture you, and it was torturing a naked woman.
I watched one of your favorite director's films the other day, and then I guess we'll get on to the meat afterwards, but it was The Grand Budapest Hotel.
Oh yeah, I love that movie.
Very good
Wes
film.
Anderson.
Very good film.
Yeah.
So what is on the docket for this week?
On the docket today, or this week, we've first throughout the episode we're going to be discussing a lot of the anniversaries and days, because it wasn't just Valentine's yesterday, but this whole week seems to be chock full of days and anniversaries, and we'll touch on those. We'll also touch on education for a bit, and then we'll kind of close out with a little bit of discussion of someone who's turning 40 this week. And it's not one of the panelists, don't worry. Also, by the way, I'm remiss to not give a shout out to Michelle, aka Ziggy, who's running the soundboard for us and the video board. Thank you, Michelle. We'll try to make this neat and short so that you can get on the road as you need to safely. So yesterday was Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Today is Susan B. Anthony's birthday.
Susan B. Anthony dollars.
She is obviously, she was the inventor of the Susan B. Anthony dollar. No.
Wasn't that the first metal denomination of a dollar or currency coin for the U.S.? Was she the first one on that? Am I wrong in saying that?
I want to say you're wrong in saying that, but I can't confirm that. I have to believe that there was coin currency before.
Okay, and this is where I don't check Wikipedia, and I try to go off of my synapses that have been destroyed by various substances for the last 18 my life. She was a women's rights advocate, suffragette, right? Is that what she
Suffragette.
was?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Good vocabulary.
She was, wasn't she African American?
No, she was.
okay.
She was white. Seneca Falls. She was. But she was suffragette and kind of the matriarch of the women's rights movement in the United States.
And women got the right to vote in what, 1918 or something crazy like that? Insanity.
Before the UK. I mean, that's one of the kind of surprising advances of this country over our European brethren.
Well, we still love our Europeans, and Siani to all of our viewers in Albania. I haven't given you guys a shout out in a long time.
Nice. So
I actually work with an Armenian guy, and I said Siani, and he was like, "You know Albanian?" I'm like, "No, that's all I know." It's like, "That's all I got, brother." It's like, well, that's surprising.
Well, you're trying. It's
Exactly.
appreciated.
Multiculturalism, right?
So tomorrow, continuing kind of the U.S. historical date, tomorrow is President's Day.
I know this has got to be the quintessential American holiday right here.
Not the 4th of July.
Or not even Thanksgiving, but it's the celebration of our presidents, the founding fathers, which would be Lyndon B. Johnson and James Polk.
Polk.
Yeah, because
isn't Polk classically considered one of the worst presidents ever?
Well, he's the one of 3 presidents that have actually got us into war from Texas. The other one being 41. But anywho, yes. No, that's incorrect. Is it Abraham Lincoln and George Washington, correct?
Right. What used to be, in February used to have 2 holidays. There was one separate holidays. There was one for George Washington's birthday and one for Lincoln's birthday. And then following the creation of Martin Luther King Day, they collapsed the two. So Lincoln Day and Washington Day got collapsed into President's Day, honoring all the presidents.
I prefer to say synergize.
Synergize.
That's right. That's a quintessential way of American capitalism, is to combine 2 holidays into one so we can have more production. But most schools are closed, most government buildings are closed, but the rest of America keeps on trucking.
Keeps on trucking.
I will have to work tomorrow. Yes.
I don't.
You're off tomorrow. Well, interesting.
We follow the school schedule, so.
There you go. I didn't know if that was a New York State of Empire State rule that everybody gets off.
No. Definitely the work will continue. Where the work will not continue, potentially, is what is the day after President's Day?
I'm going to say it is Mardi Gras.
It is, in fact, the Fat Tuesday of Mardi Gras.
Did you ever go to Mardi Gras? I don't even know this, Tom. Did you?
No.
I know you've been to New Orleans multiple times, but
yes.
I don't know if you've ever been to the actual scene of the debauchery down there.
I mean, I've been to the scene. I've been on the Bourbon Street. I've been... I know not every parade takes place in Bourbon Street, but I don't think you could pay me enough money to go to New Orleans during Mardi Gras.
My understanding is it's just a bunch of people going around showing their tits, and once you've seen one pair, you've seen them all, as far as I'm concerned. The end.
It's more the crowds I can't take. I don't like people.
Yes.
I don't like people. That's why I live here in New York.
I have agoraphobia, which is a fear of outdoor places. But I get you with the whole crowd thing, and not only that is the streets of New Orleans are very narrow, and to have that many people compacted into that small of an area, it's unnerving.
It's Jeff Michelle was reminding me that Jeff Michelle and I have been there for a New Year's many years ago for the band.
I would say that's probably on par, right?
It's on par, but I was already squished by that, and there were no floats. So suddenly I'm like, try to imagine walking on this street, but instead of being able to walk in the middle of the street, you're confined to the sidewalks.
Oh my God.
Like, I've heard people that it takes literally 25 minutes to go a block because you're kind of having to do this, negotiating through people.
Yeah.
I'd lose my mind. lose my
that was my
damn mind.
misconception, I guess, with New York City is thinking that it has that much volume of people on a sidewalk or a busy avenue at once. Maybe like Times Square-ish. That's another thing I would never ever do. Would be go to Times Square to watch the ball drop. Why on earth would you do that?
No, only tourists do it. No, people who live here don't do it because we know better.
And the thing about it is, and I want to know what you are giving up on the day after, which would be Ash Wednesday.
Oh my gosh! Well,
what are you gonna? You should give up Doctor Who.
I would give up religion or my beard before I give up Doctor Who. But you only have to give it up for 40 days, right?
Is it 40 days?
It's 40 days because it's supposed to be symbolic of. Isn't it 40 days? Because it's supposed to be symbolic of the.
So is it
40 days in the desert?
That's why Easter always moves in, I guess, because it's always 40 days after, and then Easter occurs. Mm-hmm. Right? Is that how that works?
Oh gosh, some religious scholar needs to roll in. It's 40 days. Thank you, Michelle. And I think it's based on the 40 days in the desert when Christ went out and fasted and was tempted by the devil. And so it's supposed to be like that self-sacrifice thing. Yes, Michelle confirmed. I actually know what I'm talking. I'm not talking through my hat like always.
It's not Abraham?
It's not Abraham. He had many sons. Many sons had Father Abraham.
Gotcha.
I am one of them, and so are you.
So can I give up dieting for my 40 days?
Dieting?
Yeah.
I don't think it works that way.
Maybe I should give up I don't know, red meat. Well, I don't eat red meat. I don't know what. I need to give up something substantial.
I'm going to give up self-restraint.
Okay. Oh, God.
I'm going to give up conscientiousness.
Being polite in all circumstances. Maybe I need to be better with human beings.
All right, we got to move on because we got to give up this topic. Rolling, the hits just keep coming. So we've got Fat Tuesday, Ash Wednesday, and then there's the Chinese New Year on Thursday.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Chinese New Year. It is the new year. This is one of the things that was always wrong. You ever go to the Chinese restaurant, you read the calendar, and it would tell you you're the year of the rat, you're the year of the dog, you're the year of the monkey, whatever. For years, my brother thought he was the year of the monkey, and because the calendars he was like, oh, I was born in 1980. I'm the rat. I'm the monkey, and then he found out no, because of where the new year takes place. My brother was born in January. He was actually the previous year, so he went from being a monkey to a sheep or something. He was really disappointed. It was one of those. He was like, all my life I thought I was a monkey, and now I find out I'm a sheep.
So apparently sheep are gentle and calm. Since ancient times, people learned to use its fleece to make writing brushes and skin to keep warm. So there you go.
Nice.
People are tender, but their weaknesses are they're shy and pessimistic and moody. That sounds like Jeff.
Yeah, that does sound like Jeff. Oh, something that's happening. Did it happen yesterday? It happened yesterday. Oh,
you got measles.
No, although it's coming. It's coming. Brace yourself. Brace yourself. Measles are coming. Another birthday. 40th birthday for the not quite ready for prime time players. Saturday Night Live.
What? What is this? Did you see the guest list for this, Thom?
It's insane, right? Everyone. I didn't get my invitation, though, sadly.
Sarah Palin's going to be there.
No.
Yes! She's on the guest list.
That's awful. Who's your favorite cast member?
Of all, sketch? Are we saying for all time?
All time.
Decades? Well,
all time. We don't have time for each decade.
For me, it's going to have to be Will Ferrell.
That's a fair chase.
I love I think he brings just his type of comedy is just so, I don't want to use the overexpressed, groundbreaking, but it's just so different. And he just can just be standing somewhere and you just start laughing. And I don't understand why he has that power over you, but it's just amazing. And it's funny too, you know how they bring out the little DVDs of the best of, and it's just funny how many different times all the other actors or comedians would always just start going crazy and laughing because he was making them laugh. To keep it all together.
Mine's for a different reason. I'm going to, and not just because he's no longer with us, but I'm going with Phil Hartman. Not only was Phil Hartman funny, but I was reading this great description that nailed it. Phil Hartman also worked to make others funny. He was the cast member who would take the bit part. because he was like, he would just like play the small role to really make the other shine, and I just really like that's excellent.
I think
Michelle
so.
just piped in to say, going back a little bit older than us, I think we're going backwards in time, throwing out the late great Gilda Radner.
Gilda Radner, yeah.
Yeah, she was awesome. I don't think you could have your Polar and Phase without Radner for sure.
And really, I think she was the first one that, when she passed, really that kind of maybe it made SNL kind of that standard for comedy in the U.S. Or if not the world, because it was galvanizing. I think at the time she passed like in the early '90s, I think. Or I remember when she passed, and it was shocking to me. Maybe even before that. Well, didn't Belushi die before her? I think
Belushi died before her. I mean, Gilda Radner died of cancer, right?
That's right,
cancer. And was married to Gene Wilder, right? What a great couple that must have been.
Interesting. Well, I think my least favorite person probably, and I don't know, Norm Macdonald. He was funny as Burt Reynolds on Jeopardy, but his delivery of the Weekend Update was just bad. That was the lowest point of Weekend Update.
My least favorite, and it'll be like contentious because he's huge now, is Jimmy Fallon.
You just do not like Jimmy Fallon.
No. I like Jimmy Fallon now, but I hated him on SNL.
Was he just pretentious, or why did you not?
No, it's because the man broke character every sketch he was in. Like he would just start laughing, and then suddenly Horatio Sanz would start laughing, and it was just like, and some people were like, "Oh, that's funny," and I'm like, "No, that's not funny. That's annoying. Be a professional. That's your job." But now that he's on a talk show, it's okay that he laughs because he's not supposed to be a character. He's supposed to he's himself. And also, I think he's better at keeping character. Michelle just corrected us with the dates. Belushi died in '79. Gilda Radner in '80.
Oh wow! 80. She died in '80. That can't be right. She was on the show in 1980.
Do not question Michelle. All right, so we're going to close out here. We've actually run over a couple of minutes, so this has been great. I was wondering, Frank, do you have a random country? Were you able to Kristen Wiig is not a random country,
but she will be next week.
Is that your tag for next week?
I couldn't come up with one.
All right. Well, excuse me. That was their last time on SNL. Belushi 79, Radner in 80. Apologies. So I think you were right about Radner's passing.
Don't listen.
But as always, never trust precisely everything we say here. Always verify, because oftentimes we talk through our hat. She died in 1989. Yeah.
Oh man, I think this podcast.
Oh my God,
is great.
Gilda Radner was married to G.E. Smith before she was married to Gene Wilder.
G.E.
Smith on the Saturday Night Live Band.
What? Get out of here.
That's what I'm telling you.
Whatever happened to that guy?
I don't know.
Well, tune in next week. Maybe we'll find out.
We'll find out. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for being back, Frank. This has been wonderful.
I know. I was loaned out to the Jon Stewart show. I told him he needed to quit.
Nicely done. And thank you, as always, Michelle, for spinning the dials and fact-checking for us on the fly, making us actually look like we know what we're doing.
I know.
Which we do. We do.
It's pretty awesome because we actually have a fax machine on set. So that's where that's where we get all our information from.
Oh, a fax machine. Nice. So anyway, just in closing, I just want to say thank you for listening, and you don't have to think like me.
And you don't have to think like me.
It's been so long, you don't even know what you're supposed to say. You're supposed to say,
I don't think.
There you go. But we do ask that you do think.